Hi everyone, it's me, Spring, the fiber enthusiast, and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to do some dyeing of some acrylic blended fibers. So here is the start of what we got going on, and we will get into the details here in just a few moments. Okay, so you'll have to excuse the sound of the dishwasher in the background, but I am in my kitchen and I am using my dye pots and pans that are specifically for dyeing, that I have used for dyeing yarn and fiber previously. So nothing changes. This is Acid Dye by Jacquard. This is my pre-made stock solution. And let's see, I'm using Cobalt. This is Jacquard. I'm using 076 Cobalt Blue. And it says that it is a cold water dye as well, which I did the first time around. As requested, I am going to do it in a hot or warm, should I say, attempt to see if we have a difference in the color. Now, this particular one, I am going to do a dip dye of roving, not spun into yarn yet. And I used about half of the stock solution that I had left of the Cobalt Blue because I have some plans for doing another part of this. So I needed to save some of it, or I would have just dumped the whole thing in there. Okay, so as you've seen in the pictures, I previously soaked the two rovings that I plan on using for today in some soda ash. Just show you, this is soda ash dye fixer. So since I was only using about a half a gallon of water for this fiber to soak, I only used a half a cup because it's 1 cup per gallon. So I used a half a cup of the soda ash in my water to soak this fiber. Now again, as you've seen, this fiber is mainly an acrylic base. It's 50% acrylic, 35% polyamide, and 15% wool. It is Yarn Bee Showstopper in the color Ivory. And yeah, I just kind of split it up and grabbed some of the fiber to use for this part and some fiber for a different part. Now, what I have left over from soaking, I placed in a Ziploc bag just so that way it's safe and it can continue to just, soak. I wring it out a little bit, but it can continue to soak while I work on this part. Now I will be dip dyeing this part and then allowing it to absorb leftover, color. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so here we go. I've got Cobalt Blue. I've got a, let's see, where did it go? Pale Aqua, Raspberry, and Black. Now, the object for this one is I'm actually going to steam it in the microwave, or in a steamer basket. I'm not quite sure yet which one I want to do. Might be a steamer basket. I might have to go grab my other pot and do that. I'll think about it as I'm doing this and we'll see what happens. I have laid it out so that way it's kind of like zigzag all the way to this end. This is both ends of the fiber roving, and then it's split in half or folded in half. And here's the other end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of speckling, and we'll see how that goes. It's kind of silly to do speckling on roving because when you spin it, it actually is going to, you know, change. It's not going to be like speckles. But what this will do is allow me to see what it's going to look like speckled on straight from the container as a mica powder onto the fiber. Whether it's spun or not isn't really going to change the effect too much, except for when I spin this, then it will obviously not be speckled anymore. There'll be little strips, if indeed we do get speckling. But this was soaked exactly the same way as the fiber I dip dyed. It was soaked in the same solution. It was in this same pan with that other fiber. So I'm going to do a little bit of regular solution, and that way we get a solid, and then I'm going to attempt to get some speckles. We'll see. So I'm going to start with the blue. I don't want to use too much because I don't want it to oversaturate everything. So we're going to just put a line through with little splatters everywhere. And we'll see what we end up with. That was the pale aqua. We'll do the raspberry. Like that. Do one more trip across. And then we'll do a strip of black. Maybe I should do the black down here on the end. I want to leave enough room for, yeah, let's do the black down here on the end. All right. I want to leave enough room for some speckling here. All right. Let's see what we end up with. We'll do the jet black, and I think what I'm going to do is potentially separate it. Let's see, I got, yeah, I'll do a little bit of one color and then a little bit of the next color, and I'll work this way instead of this way. So we'll start with the black. And you don't need a whole lot, that's for sure, for this. I just put a little bit in the thing, and I'm just going to, hopefully, there we go. Whoop, that was a bit much. All right, so you get the idea here. That was black. Now we're gonna do cobalt blue. Kind of go the same route as I went that way. Just working a different direction. All right, so it's more of globs falling out of it. Probably should pinch a little bit out. It might be better, but oh well. All right, so now we need the pale aqua. Okay. And last but not least, we will do the raspberry. Okay. I'm going to let this sit for just a little bit and allow that to kind of sit on the fiber and get a chance to absorb into the fiber. You can see where the raspberry is spreading. All right, so I'm going to let this just sit here for a little bit, and so that way this mica can do whatever it's going to do for a little bit. And then I'll scoop it together gently and place it back in the Ziploc bag. All right, so here we go. I'm going to place it back into the bag, and I did decide to go with steaming it. So I'm just going to scoop this up from the center here. And get dye on the hand that doesn't have a glove on it. Oh well. You'll see it in the tutorials. All right, so I've got it in here, and all I'm gonna do is zip it closed and place it on top of a steamer basket and let it steam for a little bit. I'll show you a little bit of that. All right, so here we go. I got some good steam coming up. Poof. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this down to a simmer so it's not like screaming hot. And I'm gonna place my bag in here, cover it back up, and allow it to sit here and steam for a little bit. I am on the lowest setting possible, and I probably will actually turn it off as hot as it is here in just a little bit. We'll see. Okay, so I want to show you something now. I do have regular fiber to dye, which is wool. So this stock will not go to waste, but I do want to show you something. Watch and see. You see how much color disappears out of it? I'm just going to turn it. And you can see it's the same all the way through, where it is just leaving the fiber. So I'm going to go ahead and rinse this out, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be little to no color. A very, 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 very small amount of color will be left, I imagine. So I'm going to go ahead and drop that back in for the moment and get set up to rinse it out. Once I've got it rinsed out, I will show you the end result. Okay, so this is completely out. Getting ready to take it over and rinse it in some cool water. But this is what it looks like right before I go and rinse it out. Let's see if I can get these tongs off of here. That would be a good thing. But there we go. That's where we're at right now. I'll be right back after I've rinsed it. All right, so here it is. It is completely rinsed, and there is a hint of a grayish blue color in the fiber, but as you can see, it is not as beautiful as it looked while dip dyeing. And now this was a heated dip dye experiment with the acrylic mixture, and now we'll wait on the steamed one, which is next, to see how that goes. And in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and dip dye some wool that I have. Okay, so just a quick little view here. This has been steaming now for quite a little while. And I'm about to take it out and allow it to cool. Then I will rinse it and we'll see what happened to it being steam heated. Just a quick little clip to add in. I am doing a little bit of dip dyeing with some merino wool that I received from a subscriber. She seen me dyeing some yarn. She had these 400-gram hanks of 100% extra fine merino, and she wanted to gift them to me, and that way I could do what I wanted to with them, and she would get the benefits of seeing what they turned into. I want to thank her very much. So this is a little clip of working on dip dyeing that. As I said, the dye was not going to go to waste. I had some fiber, some yarn that I wanted to go ahead and dye while I was at it. That's why I chose the cobalt blue to start with. So I'm just going to keep working on this and rinsing out the acrylic fibers that was just steamed, and we'll get back to that part. I just wanted to give you a little view of working on some yarn. All right, so here is the steamed basket in the Ziploc baggie fiber. And here we have the black, and you can see the raspberry tuck. There is a little bit of the teal in there, but it's not overly disappointing because, you know, there is color there. The raspberry looks pretty strong right now, so we'll see. I'm going to go ahead and hang this up to dry. I'm shocked at how black some of it stayed. I am very, very happy with that. But yeah, I'm going to go hang this up to dry, and hopefully all of this will be ready for you to watch Thursday. And this is dry for you to watch Thursday morning before our Thursday night spin and chat. So hopefully it's dry and I'll be able to spin this during the Thursday night spin and chat. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Thursday night. I spin fiber into yarn and we sit around and chit chat. So I'm going to go hang this up with that cobalt blue and edit this video and get it available for you. Thank you for watching. Be blessed, be a blessing, and until next time, bye for now.